Bloomberg. Want to receive this post in your inbox every day? Sign up for the Balance of Power newsletter, and follow Bloomberg Politics on Twitter and Facebook for more. For only the third time in America's history, a president is about to go on trial. Donald Trump's impeachment case, in which he faces charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, got underway Thursday with a show of pageantry in the Senate. It came a day after the U.S. and China signed a Phase 1 deal that's aimed at stemming the damage from their bruising trade war. In Tehran, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei gave his first Friday sermon in 8 years, seeking to rally Iranians around an embattled establishment after a furious domestic backlash over the government's attempt to cover up the unintentional downing of a passenger jet. Dig deeper into these and other topics and click here for Bloomberg's most compelling political images from the past week. Xi's wider fight with U.S. only just beginning after trade deal. In a letter read out during Wednesday's trade deal signing at the White House, Chinese leader Xi Jinping asked Trump to take steps to enhance mutual trust and cooperation between us. But as Bloomberg News reports, that won't be easy. With Iowa looming, Bernie Sanders is poised for an upset. The cantankerous senator's campaign appears to have taken off at just the right time, Joshua Green reports. But it will take more than just his hardcore supporters for Bernie Sanders to win the Democratic nomination. The Tokyo job, inside Carlos Ghosn's escape to Beirut despite being under intense surveillance, with a camera trained on his front door and undercover agents tailing him when he left his house, Ghosn somehow made it to Lebanon. Matthew Campbell reports on the elite extraction team that spirited the former CEO out of Japan. Fury at air crash cover-up puts Iran's leaders back on defensive. The admission by authorities in Tehran that they accidentally shot down a passenger jet packed with Iranian students last week shattered a brief moment of unity. Mark Champion, Arsalan Shallah and Golnar Moat Valley right. Strength and weakness, why Iran fights the way it does. The pinpoint accuracy of Iran's response to the killing of Commander Qasem Soleimani, striking 2 U.S. bases in Iraq while avoiding causing casualties, has signaled Tehran's capacity to harm American assets. As Mark Champion reports, it's also shown the limitations on Iran's freedom to openly do so. Trump bailout means farmers emerge optimistic from trade war. Donald Trump is boasting that he's made farmers really happy. He's not wrong, Mike Dorning reports, but it's not just the trade deal that's left farmers optimistic for 2020. The European Union is going to miss the UK. When it's gone with one foot inside and one foot out, the UK was never sure which way to turn, and the European Union never seemed to know how to make it more comfortable. Now, the overriding feeling among the EU's political elite remains one of regret, Ian Wishart writes. How Putin was thrown off course by a furious Libyan General Khalifa Haftar was expecting the Kremlin red carpet. Instead he was cooped up in the Russian Foreign Ministry hoping for an audience with President Vladimir Putin. Samir Alatrush, Ilya Arkhipov and Selkan Hasolu write. In the end, the Libyan commander stormed out. No soul-searching for Xi after Taiwan rebuffs China in election in a democracy. 2 resounding election defeats in a matter of months might prompt some soul-searching in the losing camp. But as Samson Ellis and Peter Martin report, in China a snub at the polls in places it claims is more a minor setback rather than a sign of a flawed strategy. Bloody mutiny in Sudan casts shadow over drive for democracy when disgruntled Sudanese spies took up arms and gunfire rang out across Khartoum. Even members of the most powerful pro-government militia were startled, Mohammed Alamin and Samuel Gabra report. Drones target polluters in one of Europe's smoggiest places. Krakow was one of the most choked-up urban areas on the continent, James M. Gomez and Dorota Bartzel write. And the Polish city became ruthless in its fight for clean air. And finally, whenever somebody on Twitter takes issue with the network's policies, they almost always resort to the same strategy: they send a tweet to @Jack. But while Dorsey is the company's public face, the taxing job of creating and enforcing Twitter's rules don't actually land on the CEO's shoulders. Instead, that falls to Twitter's top lawyer, Vijaya Ged. Kurt Wagner writes, with assistance from Kathleen Hunter. To contact the author of this story, Ruth Pollard in New Delhi at arpoyard2@bloomberg.net. or contact the editor responsible for this story, Carl Mayer at kamayer2@bloomberg.net. Copyright 2020 Bloomberg LP. Let's block ads. Why?